you watch the movie Cuties, there is something objectively wrong with you.
Brown's magic.
I'm sorry how that might come off, but I feel like it's the truth. If you could watch that movie without feeling the least bit uncomfortable, there is something wrong with you in a sense that you might favor or sexualize or see nothing wrong with exploiting little kids. Hey Browns gang, what is up? Today I kind of just wanted to have a little chat while doing my skincare routine thing. I don't know. I am highly disturbed, I am highly dissatisfied, and I kind of just wanted to share that with you guys. Maybe you can avoid watching the movie. If you've read the title of this video, you already know what it's about. Maybe you can avoid watching it like I wish I did. But here we go. So I washed my face already, and I'm just gonna start in with putting on some serum. So I feel like in general, society will have you believe that Black women grow up faster than white women. Now, I'm saying this because it's actually important. I know there was a mixed race cast. There were 2 white passing girls, and there were 2 Black girls, right? But I feel like society makes it seem like Black girls are more mature and they grow up faster than white girls and thus do not need protection, etc., etc. They're over-sexualized because they're Black already. So we're already dealing with that, which isn't cool. And then on top of that, we have this movie. This isn't the wrongdoing Olympics. I'm not here to say that. But the main character does get the brunt of the disgusting happenings in this movie. And the main character is Black, which is why I bring it up. So the director claims that this movie is to bring awareness to, I don't even know, preteens growing up in a sexualized environment and their struggles with their sexuality, with their identity and stuff like that, which is valid. It is a valid movie, and that is a movie I would watch. I would want to see, that needs to be seen, because I think it does deserve some awareness. This isn't me saying the movie in itself without context is problematic, because it's not. The theme of preteens doing a dance competition and somebody going too far with their sexuality and stuff, that's not a new topic. It's not new. It's not a fresh idea. Like, I went through that myself. We've all had struggles with our sexual identity and identity separate from our sexuality. We've all had that as preteens. So I feel like in her execution of that, it should have been more reflective of the struggle, which we do see the main character struggle a lot. We do see her struggle. We do see her go through things such as bullying and just a lot of stuff that's very relevant and that, you know, needs to be on TV, more or less. However, if things like this are hot or sexy or cool,
turn you on
or whatever, awesome, cool, great. These are adults and these are cartoon characters. If that turns you on, it's fine. It's literally fine. I watch that too. I don't feel uncomfortable. It's awesome. But now just imagine these images, but of 11-year-olds. And that's where there's a problem. The problem with this movie is the way the camera, the way the angles are, the way it's directed, it just reminded me of an anime girl movie, complete with the bouncing tits and the panty shots. Seriously, it made me so uncomfortable. And if that movie did not make you uncomfortable, there is something seriously wrong with you. I'm sorry, there is. And I'm not gonna say it, but you are the P word. If you found that movie, if you found it watchable, you are. It's not watchable. It's so unnerving. But I can't get over how disturbed I was seeing the camera angles. And if you don't want to watch it, which I highly suggest you don't, because it's trending number 10 on Netflix, which means people are watching it. People are watching the heck out of it. If you don't want to see it, let me just tell you what happens, because I did make the conscious decision to watch it after watching D'Angelo Wallace's video, but I was like, it cannot be that bad. It cannot be that bad. Netflix would not put that out if it was that bad. I should have trusted him because it is that bad. It's a French film, and this girl is battling with her religion, her family. I don't know. She's just having a hard time coming to terms with how conservative her family is. And her friend upstairs is in a dancing competition. So she decides, hey, I'm going to do that. Despite her parents, despite what they would want, she decides to do this dance competition. And lo and behold, their costumes are very skimpy outfits, which again, this is not a problem, right? We see these body parts, we get a little cheek action, ew, on like Dance Moms and stuff, right? The problem is the way it was filmed. While they're dancing, you get butt shots. You get butt shots, you get, when they open their legs, spread eagle, you get like crotch shots, you get boob shots. Oh, it was just, it was so unnerving to watch. I cannot get over it. And they're slapping each other's butts and stuff, like making it jiggle. It's just, oh my God, I can't get over it. And she does this dance competition, but she, the main character, takes it overboard because of how overbearing her parents are, I guess. She decides to take it overboard, and she posts a provocative photo of herself online, and her friends who dance with her are like, girl, that's not cool. People are gonna get the wrong message about us. They're like, we're not sluts or whatever. We're just here to dance, which they are, right? The biggest problem with the movie is how it's shot, the camera angles, right? Because the subject matter isn't completely disgusting or disturbing. The subject matter is not horrible. It's the way it was shot. Because yeah, you could argue they're just dancing, because they are. But the people who are filming them are filming from the bottom up. They're filming their butts, they're filming their crotch, they're filming them twerking. And there is a scene where the main character is being bullied and somebody pulls her pants down and the camera goes to her back and to her bottom and shows her panty-clad butt. And it's like, okay, as a director, if you cared about children at all, there isn't a way you could have, okay, she got pantsed. If that was so important to the film, there isn't a way you could have just showed the top half of her body as her pants get dragged down. We're smart. Viewers are smart. We can imply that her pants were pulled down, or you can just show the ankle shot of the pants around her ankle. Why did we need to see her butt in her underwear? It did not make sense to me. It disturbed me. It grossed me out. And that's not the only scene like that. There's a scene where her family is like, we know what you've been up to. We've seen your outfits. We've seen your social media posts. And then they all start to throw holy water at her. This is one of the most disturbing scenes to me. She is in a little tank top and her panties, and they're throwing water at her, so she's wet. And it's basically a wet t-shirt contest for an 11-year-old. Now, you may be saying, oh, she was 13 or 12, because I forgot. I don't care. And it doesn't matter. She's still underage, and it's still disgusting. Girl, it really grossed me out. I was like, this is the worst thing I've ever seen in my life. But I say all this not to intrigue you to watch it. I say this to kind of like spoil it for you so you don't watch it. She comes to terms with the fact that she can't relate that much to her religion and family. And then she comes to terms with the fact that she also doesn't want to exploit herself which the movie does, you know, the whole time. So she quits the dance competition and she just becomes a normal, regular girl, I guess. Which, you know, fine message. It's a fine message. It's not the subject matter. It's the way the movie is shot. There is no reason I should have felt like I was watching High School of the Dead or Rosario Vampire. There's no reason I should have felt like I was watching that while watching a child dance movie.
Yeah, they were
You can
totally
just
white.
understand the target audience for that movie. And it's not little girls. And if it is, that's even more disturbing. That movie was a prime example of, I don't want to say anything like that YouTube won't like, but Lolita is what it reminded me of. And even so, hold on, put the brakes on that for a second. The movie Lolita, I watched that too. Ew. But what makes that movie just a little bit more watchable is knowing, you go into the movie knowing the actress is 19 when it's made, right? So you see it, you're like, okay, at least she's of age, okay? And I have some complaints about that movie all in itself. Let me know if you want another video on that movie, because that movie is sick and it's like plotless, it's pointless. But anyways, we're not here to talk about that. We're talking about this other sicko movie. It's just hyper-sexualization of children, basically. And the target audience is obviously people who enjoy that kind of content because it's not coming of age. I cannot sit here and say that, not with the way that it's shot. On paper, it is, you know, which is why so many people decide to give it the benefit of the doubt and watch it. Because on paper, it is just an innocent coming of age film. And when I saw the trailer with the 1 million dislikes on YouTube, I was like, okay, maybe this is just a dance competition, like Dance Moms thing, but I don't know, like maybe since it's twerking, they're more against it. So I was like, guys, they're switching up the dance. It's not that bad. Just because it's not ballet doesn't mean it's horrible. But no, completely valid in the dislikes. Completely valid. So now I want to get into how this movie could be corrected, or the correct way to push forth the ideas of preteens coming to terms with their sexuality and finding their own sexual identity and, I don't know, their place in society and dealing with opposing views from parents and, I don't know, like cognitive dissonance and religion relations and stuff like that. Because I feel like that does need to be a movie. And in fact, if I were director, I wouldn't even change much about the movie. Because the biggest problems came from the camera angles, in my opinion. Okay? Because we see costumes like that on little girls all the time. And maybe that's another conversation. But I was not off-put by what they were wearing at all. But then again, I'm not a creep. So maybe that's why I wasn't off-put by what they were wearing. Because I don't sexualize little girls, right? I wasn't put off by the outfits. That was completely fine to me. But where the problem really came up was with how it was shot and like the Rosario Vampire close-up panty shots and the boob shots and the crotch shots when they open their legs, right? In shows like Dance Moms and other kid shows, they make sure they don't take weird creep angles. It's either a full screen, watch the dance, or we get some close-up face shots when they're emoting, right? We didn't get close-up face shots. No, we got close-up crotch and like boob shots, like I said. And I feel like that was the problem. So if I were redoing this movie, I wouldn't change anything about it. I wouldn't change the outfits. I wouldn't change the costumes. I would just change the way I use the camera. During the pants scene, I would show the ankles. If that scene was so necessary to the plot, to the movie, I would show just the ankles. I would show the initial grab and then the ankles. And they know that. They know what they were doing. There's no way they did not know. They were sexually exploiting these children in this movie. They know that. They're not stupid. They're not that stupid. For the holy water scene, I would maybe just, if that outfit, if it needed to be her panties and her tank top, I would just show her from the chest up, like right here up, throwing the holy water. Okay. That scene was just so disgusting. I'm sorry. If it needed to be like that, I would just show the chest up because I care about children and their image. I would really hate for there to be a movie of my daughter. If I was the parent of any one of those girls, I would hate for there to be a movie where a creep can easily jack off to it. You know what I mean? But yeah, I feel like the plot isn't that bad. It's not that well developed because I feel like it was just an excuse to make a sexually charged movie about little girls. There's not much I would change about it other than like the camera angles. That was most inappropriate more than anything else. There should be a space for movies about like dance competitions and stuff like that. But the problem was the sexualization for me. It's the hypersexualization for me. It's the anime girl titty shots for me. It's the anime girl booty crotch shots for me. It's the panty scenes for me. It's the pants scene for me. It's the holy water scene for me. It's the slapping each other's butt scene for me. So I know my eyebrows look kind of janky, but they're gonna stay like that. In conclusion, I just want to say that I feel like there is nothing Netflix can really do. People are canceling their subscriptions left and right over this, which, I mean, valid, because it's gross and it's hard to watch if you're a normal person. The only thing they can really do is take the movie down. And I don't think that's a lot to ask for. That movie should not be easily accessible at all. It is borderline CP. It is exploitation, and when these girls are 17 or 18, they're gonna be like, wow, I did that? You know, because they can't understand now what makes it wrong. They probably think they're hot and sexy too. I know they do. Just watching the movie, I know they think they're killing it, and you know, the dance moves are great, so yeah, they are killing it, but when they dance, watching where the camera goes, it's unsettling and it's unnerving, and there is something wrong with you if you took pleasure or if you saw nothing wrong, or I don't know. That movie is just disgusting. It's a train wreck. The subject matter is not the problem, I repeat, because there should be a space for a movie about like struggling with your sexual identity and with your religion and your family and stuff like that. There is a space for those conversations, and there is a space for movies like that and movies about that kind of stuff. It's not the subject matter that's the problem. It's the way the movie was shot. It's the outfit decisions in some parts, i.e. the holy water scene and the being pantsed. Just a lot of the decisions made on the adults who are in charge of the film, a lot of those decisions really turn the movie into something, if we're giving the director the benefit of the doubt, that it's not, right? She says it's about coming of age, it's about disagreements with religion and with your family and whatever. She says all that, which could have been true, but whoever filmed that, whoever was behind the cameras, they must not have gotten the memo, and they took that opportunity to exploit all 4 of those little girls, especially the main character. Now, what I personally hope from all of this is, first of all, for the children involved, I hope they have a conversation about that movie, so they realize that they didn't do anything wrong, that they're acting phenomenal for 11 or 12 or however old they are. Amazing acting. I was really sucked in. Like, the acting is so superb. They did their job, and they did their job well. But the problem is the adults took advantage of the innocent nature of a child, right? And They act, they performed, they did everything they were probably directed to do, and it was just filmed, and it was filmed not in a good way. So with all of that being said, I just want to say Netflix should definitely take that movie down and take it down ASAP. It is number 10 in the US. I don't know if that's like a worldwide thing, but it definitely said number 10 when I was on Netflix. So a lot of people are watching it, and you don't want people to internalize, little girls or grown men or grown women either, to internalize that that is the correct presentation, I guess, the correct exposure of children in TV. We're already forced to grow up pretty fast, especially women of color, right? We're supposed to be mature, we're supposed to know better, we're supposed to do all this, blah, blah, blah. And you have kids acting like Jezebels or whatever. I don't know. They're just acting not their age, right? Which, I mean, we've all been there. When I was in middle school, I was probably doing that stuff too, but I wasn't being filmed. Nobody was taking close-up cheek shots of me. Nobody was videoing my kid boobs jiggling, right? Nobody was doing that to me. So I had a space to do that without the cameras, which I understand that's the point of the movie. It's like showing the struggle on screen, but it's doing a lot more than that, and a lot of people can agree. That's all from me. So if you want any other reviews or whatever, girl talks or skincare, I don't know what this video was. It was just me. It was basically a shit post in a video. If you want more videos of me like ranting about stuff while doing my makeup or skincare routine, just let me know in the comments. Thank you so much. Thanks for 1,000 subscribers. I'm still thinking of something to do for y'all. I'll get there. And please, if you can avoid it, please do not watch this movie. If you can avoid it at all, please do not watch the movie. We do not need it going to number 3 or number 1, because then they're just gonna get the wrong idea that we like this. Which, you know, if you do, something very wrong with you. We've been through that already. So we're trying to get this taken down. I don't know, sign petitions. This movie is disgusting. With all that being said, I am out. Thank you, goodbye. Make sure you comment, like, and subscribe, like I said.